If you love me, please don't judge me. Got my hands tied, the power's above me. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just a puppet here. If you wanna place blame, then look to the puppeteer. Family, fortune, envy, jealousy, privilege, passed on, legacy, secret, sabotage, borderline, felony, suicide, subtract, selfish, pedigree, yeah.
Holy shit, there was so much fucking stupidity for auto racing this weekend. Like, holy shit, there was so much stupid shit that happened this weekend. So how about we go ahead and talk about what happened in racing this weekend at the Daytona Roval. So let's start off the truck race. Well, the truck race was something. It ended up being a wet race at night. And yeah, well, to say that the truck race was a complete fucking shit show is an understatement. Fucking trucks fucking everywhere. Like, there was 10 cautions in this race, and the race ended in triple overtime. And I'll be honest here, and of course the big controversy was, of course, the little nudge Ben Rhodes gave Sheldon Creed. And yeah, Ben Rhodes wins the race on the last lap after Nascar threw the caution for a truck stolen the chicane. Honestly, that caution was pretty needless. He was well off the track and out of the way. I'll be honest here, races that end under caution are always a sin. I gave NASCAR a pass for it last week because of carding up in the catch fence, and yeah, last week a caution needed to come out on the last lap. This week, the caution did not need to come out on the last lap in the truck race. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway because Ben Rhodes would have won regardless anyway. Yeah, when did Ben Rhodes all of a sudden become good on road courses at night? In the rain. So yeah, Ben Rhodes now wins the first 2 races to open the season. And if anyone's wondering, I'll give my thoughts on the whole Ben Rhodes, Sheldon Creed incident. Let me be real about this incident. I have as much as I hate Ben Rhodes and I think Ben Rhodes is a complete fucking jackass, this is that one rare time where I'm actually going to take Rhodes' side in this situation. Honestly, after looking at that incident, here's the one question I have for everyone that has a problem with how Rhodes raced Creed. Did Rhodes wreck Creed? If no, then I fail to see the problem. Especially considering at 6 to go, Sheldon Creed was trying to force Ben Rhodes off the track. I mean, at that point, you gave Rhodes the invitation to race you that hard. Because you race him that hard, well, guess what he's gonna fucking do to you then, you dumbass? And by now, in that incident on the restart with the nudge there, it didn't even look like Creed even touched him. It looked like Sheldon Creed locked up in the turn and Ben Rhodes just was able to slip underneath. And then Creed saying that, oh, he's gonna remember that. It's like, honestly, the way Creed came off in that interview, I always call things how I see it, and honestly, Creed's coming off as a bit of a crybaby in that, because honestly, as much as I hate Ben Rhodes, he did nothing wrong in this incident. Rhodes did nothing wrong. As much as I hate Rhodes, I will say he did nothing wrong in this incident. And then Ben Rhodes was right saying that he has no idea what Creed is complaining about and that he needs to get over it. I mean, is Rhodes truly wrong? Is he truly wrong? Because I also fail to see what Rhodes did wrong to Creed. I fail to see the problem. Like, honestly, that's just hard racing. You got a problem with it, don't even watch. Like, honestly, some of yous need to grow the fuck up. Some of you fans need to grow the fuck up, seriously. And get some thicker skin in the process. Because everyone calling Rhodes dirty for that when Creed was literally trying to force him off the track a couple laps prior. Like, that's kind of a bit of hypocritical if you ask me. And yeah, this whole thing, yeah. Honestly, this whole race was fucking retarded. Let's be real, this race was fucking retarded. But yeah, Rhodes gets 2 wins to open the season. Jesus Christ. What a fucking shit show of a race. But for the truck series, this shit show comes with a bonus. Because this truck race becomes the longest running truck race in truck series history around, 2 hours and 45 minutes the previous record was. 2 hours, 39 minutes from that Daytona truck race back in 2019. So hey, despite the race being a complete shit show disaster, it at least makes history. Kind of a double-edged sword. At least the Truck Series gets a moral victory that way. But yeah, that race honestly felt like it was never going to end. By the time it was over, it felt like you were watching for 5-6 hours. It felt like that goddamn red flag from the 500 last Sunday. Anyway, moving on, Xfinity race on the road course. Well, stage 1, it was just a Cindric and Allmendinger show. And then let's get to the end of stage 1, where Cindric and AJ Allmendinger, honestly, both drivers were at fault for that. Mainly Cindric racing AJ that hard at the end of a fucking stage. And then AJ, he came down on Cindric to try to make the block on him. And Cindric was having none of that, and AJ ends up turning himself and ruining his car. And then Cindric tore his entire right front up, and Cindric still won stage 1. Like, seriously, we're racing each other that fucking hard early in the race at the end of stage 1? Let me be real here. I have no problem with stage racing. I have no problem with rewarding drivers that run well throughout the race. I have no problem with it. Only problem I really have with stage racing is the fucking stage cautions at the end of the stages. I honestly feel like the stage cautions are fucking stupid and dumb. And that they should not be there. Like, only throw cautions if there is a safety hazard on the track. Not for no fucking reason or just to air an assload of fucking commercials. But yeah, the one thing I would change for stage racing is get rid of stage cautions. Plus, by also having stage cautions, you pretty much eliminate strategy and throw strategy out the window. So yeah, I would honestly say get rid of the stage cautions. There's no need for them. But yeah, and the rest of this race was very interesting. Cindric ended up in the back of the field, and it was a pretty interesting race until the end. I mean, I'll give Cindric credit. He was able to foul his way all the way back up to the front with no right to the lead with no right front fender. And we got ourselves a good battle there at the end between Ty Gibbs and Austin Cindric. The race ended up being a bit of a shit show at the end with a bunch of cautions coming out. Sorry about that. And the race ended up in double overtime. Mainly, it was an interesting battle between Cindric and Ty Gibbs to decide, since Cindric was having issues in the long turns locking up because of the lack of downforce on his right front end. But in the end, right before the overtimes and the late cautions, Cindric and company would pit, a couple cars stayed out. But Ty Gibbs would battle his way through in double overtime. And Ty Gibbs, in his first career Xfinity start, across his first NASCAR national start, gets his first career win in his first career Xfinity start. What? At age 18, Ty Gibbs, in his first Xfinity start, his first win? What? Fuck, that's an early contender for what the fuck moment of the year right there. You had fucking Michael McDowell win the 500, being the most random winner of this decade. The most random winners in, how long? And now you have Ty Gibbs gets his first win in his first career start. Of course, the 6th time this has happened in the Xfinity Series. And the first time it's happened in 15 years. The last time we had a driver in Xfinity get their first career win and their first career start in Xfinity was Kurt Busch back in 2006 at Texas, of all places. But yeah, congrats to Ty Gibbs. And Ty Gibbs does it in that Leach 54 car that Kyle Busch normally drives, or any of the Cup drivers for JGR. So I'm guessing it was that car all along that made Kyle Busch so good in Xfinity. And I think a lot of people say it was the car that made Kyle Busch good in Xfinity all along. Considering that an 18-year-old rookie with no Xfinity experience can get in that car and win in his first start no problem. I guess some people are just built differently, but hey, there's no denying Ty Gibbs' talent. Ty Gibbs earned that win, and Cindric battled back to finish second, but just had no answers for Ty at the end. So yeah, Sadly, though, Ty Gibbs is only running part-time this year, so no Chase berth for him. But this will probably open the door for him to have a future top ride in the future. He'll probably be in Xfinity in a couple years. Maybe next year a spot will open up. We'll have to see, though. But yeah, congrats to Ty Gibbs. We're going to give him more than his 15 or 30 minutes of fame. And at least Ty Gibbs was at least honest that he couldn't do a burnout worth of shit, because that burnout was pretty bad. At least Ty was honest about it. Don't worry, Ty. You'll have more opportunities in the future to do burnouts. And honestly, Ty, don't quit your day job anytime soon. Now let's get to the Cup race at the Daytona Roval. Well, this entire race, it was actually a pretty good race for the most part. There was a lot of passing between the field, you know. Mainly throughout this race, this was easily Chase Elliott's race to lose. Chase Elliott flat out dominated this race. He ended up a little back in the field after the pit crew had a bad stop. Mainly the tire carrier had butterfingers and had to go retrieve a tire just so that the team couldn't get a penalty. And honestly, I think that was the better move there, because that penalty would have put Chase all the way at the back. And instead it put Chase around, what was it, around maybe around outside the top 10? So hey, you know, trying to lessen the blow and just try and cut your losses there. But yeah, the pit crew really having a bad stop there. And that really cost Chase stage 2. But Chase was able to battle back. In stage 3, Chase Elliott gets the lead back. And he was really running away from it. Like, mainly by the end of the race, it was looking like it was going to be between Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell for the win. Since Bell looked like at times, he had a better car than Chase. Like, Chase was easily the class of the field, but Chase was human and beatable in this race. And then, around 14 to go, we get the big turning point in the race. When a pop-up shower would appear for light rain. It would only go around one area of the track, but the rest of the track stayed dry. But then NASCAR throws the caution, a competition caution for rain on the track, saying the track was too wet and was giving the teams options to pit for the wet tires. What would be real about it is this was a fucking dumbass caution. Because it was raining in only one section of the track, but the rest of the track was completely dry. Hell, for fuck's sakes, there was still sun on the track. There was sunlight on the track, and there was even a rainbow forming across the entire track. And here's the thing. When all the teams came in the pit, at least 11 cars stayed out on their old tires. And everyone that did pit, they didn't put wet tires on. They stayed on the slick, dry tires. And then Chase Elliott's crew shits the bed when it matters the most, and he loses 3 spots on pit road, and it puts him in a hole. So yeah, if we have 11 cars staying out, and then everyone that did pit is only taking slicks, then what was the fucking point of throwing that caution out to begin with? What was the point? Like, that was so fucking stupid and dumb. Like, honestly, NASCAR shouldn't throw a caution if there's rain on the track, on a road course. Honestly, they should let the teams decide if they want to put the wet tires on or not. Let it be strategy. But yeah, and it was looking like it was going to be a good battle between Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell. But yeah, we might have a good battle here, and we might have strategy decide this race. No, fuck that. Let's throw a needless caution for no reason. Fuck that shit. But yeah. And then after that, we then get a couple more cautions for wrecks and stuff. And it's like, oh boy, how did we fucking figure out that cautions would breed cautions? And then Chase Elliott had an amazing save after being forced off the track by Corey LaJoie. Like, Chase, I don't know how the fuck Chase Elliott didn't wreck the car there. He saved it, man. Like, Jesus, Chase is really good at handling that car. And even then, late in the race in the final restart, Chase still had a chance to come back and win this race running 10th with 8 to go. And then with 6 to go, any hope of Chase Elliott getting the 5th straight road course win was spun out. When Chase went for an aggressive move on Keselowski and then Hamlin put his nose under there. And then Chase Elliott spun out. And yeah, Chase Elliott ends up finishing 21st. Honestly, nobody did anything wrong. It was just a hard aggressive racing, and Chase Elliott ended up being on the short end of the stick for it. But yeah, let's be real. Even despite that, NASCAR didn't screw Chase Elliott over. Honestly, Chase Elliott's crew screwed themselves over. Mainly the pit crew was shitting the bed when it matters the most, and Chase just made a few mistakes. Chase ended up in a hole, and just couldn't dig out of it this time. But even after that, we ended up getting a close battle for the win between Joey Logano, who was on old tires, and Christopher Bell, who pitted for fresh tires. And Christopher Bell, well, Logano made a couple aggressive blocks, but Christopher Bell was able to power past Logano on the outside, coming to the white flag. And Christopher Bell gets his first career win on a road at the Daytona Roval. So Christopher Bell is officially a winner in the NASCAR Cup Series. So hey, take nothing here. Christopher Bell earned this win fair and square. And of course, the two best cars in this race, Martin Truex Jr. and Chase Elliott, finished 12th and 21st respectively. So yeah, this does show a bit that road course racing can be a bit unpredictable if the cautions come out in the right place, or if NASCAR wants to manufacture drama and shove it down everybody's throats. But hey, congrats to Christopher Bell. I just wish Christopher Bell was able to win naturally and not have it be because of NASCAR shoving drama down everyone's throats. But hey, with this win, it means Christopher Bell is officially the first Gibbs driver to lock himself into the chase. To be honest, I thought the first Gibbs driver to lock himself in the chase would have been Denny Hamlin. But hey, I think we all knew Christopher Bell was getting his first win this year. It wasn't a matter if, it was a matter of when. And hey, Christopher Bell, obviously, he's going to be someone to keep an eye on for sure for a long time. He's definitely a future star in the making. Maybe Joe Gibbs finally has a fucking driver that they developed worth a damn. Unlike all the other failed busts that they've had. Suarez and company. But yeah, let's talk about this race. So this was a really good race, but I think the disappointing part was NASCAR throwing that needless caution for rain. Because, the track was changing color in turns 6 and 7. And yet the rest of the track was still dry. Hell. Like hell, when they were telling Chase that one area of the track was wet, Chase said no, it was not wet, it was dry. And it wasn't even heavy downpour rain. It was like very light rain. It was just a quick pop-up shower. And also after the pit stops, that rain shower, it was all of a sudden gone. So yeah, there was literally no reason to throw that caution. Honestly, they shouldn't throw a caution if it rains on a road course. They should let teams put rain tires on. They should let the teams decide and have strategy decide it. Because look at F1. Look at Formula 1. Does Formula 1 throw a caution out when it's raining on the track? No. They let them race, and they let the teams decide, not force drama down everyone's throats. Look at IndyCar. Does IndyCar do the same thing? No. They let them decide. They don't try and force drama down everyone's throat. IMSA too. Look at that. They don't do that either. They let the teams decide and not force drama down everybody's throats. NASCAR, let's have strategy here and have racing and have drama come naturally instead of being shoved down. Nope, let's shove it down. Like, this is literally the state of the sport. NASCAR is choosing entertainment over racing. And yeah, look at the ratings after 500. They were really the lowest they've been in years. Let's be real. Part of the ratings problem, though, was because mainly that 6-hour rain delay really played effect. If not, the ratings actually would have increased from last year. But yeah, it's like NASCAR has the tools to have good racing, but NASCAR just keeps fucking up every chance they get. And they keep trying to force some manufactured drama down everyone's throat, instead of just letting it come naturally. They're just trying to force good racing down instead of just letting it happen naturally. Like, it's disappointing in this race that this race ended like that. Because honestly, I think we were going to have a good battle for the win there if that caution didn't come out between Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell. Maybe Christopher Bell would have passed Chase. Because there were times in that race, like I said earlier in the review, it looked like there were times that Christopher Bell looked better than Chase Elliott. But NASCAR had to intervene. It's like, oh, we'll throw a caution for no goddamn reason. And we'll just throw more needless yellows and throw it for no goddamn reason. But we won't throw it when there's an actual fucking safety hazard on the track. Oh, car gets out. Oh, there's a plastic cup on the track. Gotta throw a caution. Oh, it's raining in one section of the track and not let the team, and we can let the teams decide that? Nope, let's throw a caution for that. Oh, actual debris on the track that could damage someone's car? Nope, let's not throw a caution for that. Or, oh, car spins out. Like, whatever. It was like at least 2-3 instances where there should have been a caution thrown, and they didn't throw a caution. But we'll throw a caution for rain in one area of the track, when the rest of the track was still completely dry. But let's be real. Are we really surprised about this? Like, are we surprised about NASCAR's inconsistency here, since NASCAR's been inconsistent as all hell? And let's be real, no matter how many times we rant or bitch about this sport, nothing's gonna change. Because let's be real, NASCAR doesn't change anything in this sport until either A, someone gets badly injured, or B, someone ends up dying in an accident. And B hasn't happened in 20 years since Dale Earnhardt back in 2001. So that kind of narrows it down. Like, literally, it's fucking sad when the only time NASCAR actually makes changes and does shit is if someone gets badly hurt or if someone ends up dying. That shouldn't be the case. Like, NASCAR really needs to get their shit together and need to get their heads out of their asses. And NASCAR wonders why the ratings continue to go down. Like, literally, NASCAR is literally becoming WWE on wheels. No question about it. At least the one positive from this race is that now all those Chase Elliott haters that say, oh, NASCAR just rigs races for Chase Elliott, at least now they can shut the fuck up with that conspiracy theory. Since obviously it was clear as day NASCAR wasn't rigging it for Chase. But yeah, are we really surprised about any of this? Are we surprised about NASCAR's inconsistency? Because this is the state of the sport. Let me just say this, NASCAR. This is not fucking wrestling in a ring. This is auto racing. The end. Racing over entertainment. I'm going to say it here. Racing over entertainment. But let's be real. NASCAR will change nothing. They'll go on and pretend everything is fine, when they know damn well it isn't. But hey, no mistake, congrats to Christopher Bell. So hey, congrats to Christopher Bell. He earned the win fair and square. The win was coming. His win was coming eventually, and Chase Elliott, the road course streak was going to end eventually. I didn't think it would happen now. I thought the streak was going to end during the summer at either Sonoma or COTA, because Sonoma Chase struggles at Sonoma, and we don't know what the hell is going to happen at COTA in June. But yeah. And honestly, for NASCAR at this point, despite having 2 first-time winners, and this being the first time since 1950 that we started the season with back-to-back first-time winners, NASCAR might as well get rid of that, quote, greatest season ever catchphrase, because that catchphrase is starting to become misleading advertising. But anyway, next up is Homestead. Shout out to my good friend BlazeLay334, who was at this race in person. Too bad he had to see Chase Elliott lose in that heartbreaking fashion. Considering that Chase Elliott had the race in the bag, and then, yeah, just bullshit and bad luck just seemed to strike Chase again. God damn it. Of course, next week is Homestead. I don't know. Is this the year Larson finally wins at Homestead? I mean, Homestead's no longer the championship race, so maybe this time Larson doesn't lay down and die this time like he has the last couple years when it was a championship race. Because Larson should have at least 3 or 4 wins at Homestead, but he's laid down and died to the championship 4. But now, no more laying down and dying this time. Or maybe Larson will find a new way to lose at Homestead. I mean, Larson's Homestead win has to happen eventually. But yeah. I'll just end this video review off by saying this. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and 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 over again, expecting shit to change. I mean, let's see what kind of shit show shenanigans NASCAR comes up with at Homestead next Sunday. But Chase Elliott's still the NASCAR heavyweight champ. That's all that matters. Peace out, NASCAR heavyweight champ out.